Yeah.
I like, David, stop her.
You think I could stop her? What is that?
It's amazing, but we're creating creatures and plants for ruins. These are long lost cities, temples, and labs. What was left behind and what moved in over the years, growing between the rocks and rubble, living amongst the broken things. Ready, set, and go.
Oh, is it Rising or John? Oh, it's John.
Ooh.
Okay. A small plant that multicolored. It shows the aura around people with 20 feet, but if someone touches it, they get hyper speed thinking power, but they are slower than normal. It seems to reveal the feelings and mood of people around it unless someone touches it. Okay, yeah, so just by being near it in general. Wonder why this plant developed that if it's in ruins. Maybe it started growing here because adventurers would go into ruins and stuff a lot, so it needed to show the aura of them, like as a test to get through a certain area of a dungeon or a ruin or a temple maybe. Religious orders and stuff were making for their temples to test if someone is of like pure heart, like that kind of thing going in. Was this something artificially made by magic and alchemy, or did this plant naturally have this magical ability and then thus it got kind of cultivated for that purpose? Let's see, what if it's a distant relative of the Forgotten, both having psychic mutations? When it shows the aura, is it purely like a magical aura that shows? Is it one of those where the plant will just bloom and seem more alive when someone is near it that is of pure heart? Does it release pollen or spores of different colors, you know, that help show the aura? Like, what are we thinking? What if the spores of the petal shares the emotions of people in its aura, but if in a way that doesn't force you to feel what they feel?
I feel pretty good about this. He's got little spikies. He's got lots of different things going on.
I'll make sure you
shuffle. Set and go. Hey, Gold,
did
can you still hear?
Gold. It looks like a skull-shaped berry, and it's got an evil-looking design. Briars, even looking flower, just like evil plant.
Just something that's like very creepy.
Yeah.
Very evil looking.
Now to work on the death bloom. So evil looking flower or plant that it looks like it can be distilled into a potion to induce necrosis that grows in ancient ruins. Is it just like a plant that then kind of developed to grow on dead bodies? Is it the god of undeath creates them specifically so that way necrosis can happen? If it can be distilled to create a potion to create necrosis, does the roots absorb the kind of death energy from the ground?
What if the death bloom not only looks scary, but it also grows on top of other plants? Like, it never grows by itself.
I like that.
It supports itself on other plants.
Perhaps it functions as a fungus because it breaks apart dead bodies and was created by mage to dispose of bodies, since fungi do not grow in the biome here to crossbred it.
Ooh,
interesting.
If that's the case, then it probably shouldn't grow on plants. It should just grow on, like, bodies.
Perhaps it is very small, but has unnaturally strong, deep, and tree-like roots. If it breaks things up, then it likely is to have thick roots in order to do that. Things that are thin, small, and frail on top, like with stems, will get trampled and broken if they grow in clumps together. Oh, okay, always. That's good to know. Maybe it's not even the roots as much that break it apart. Maybe it can secrete some kind of thing that naturally helps speed up the breaking apart process of bodies. So they almost like ooze something out of the roots at them. Answers is roots store necromantic energy in a powdered dried form. If it has to feed on carrion and dead things, it's biologically likely that as soon as that food source is depleted, it will die out.
Luckily, even if humans leave, there's still like animals and stuff that die. Be that it stays in things' bodies for a while they're alive, and then when they die, it like blooms out of their bodies.
The leaves and the branches that curl, it almost makes me think if other animals just walk by it, it almost has like reflexively will like slice them a little bit, like give them a little cut, and then that like gets the seeds in there as they go past for 10 hours.
Ready, set, and go. And
the tradition of it teasing drone continues.
I kind of like the terracotta scorpion.
It sounds cool.
The idea of this little guy like rebuilding parts of the ruined buildings is kind of cute.
Yeah.
They break up bricks and paint themselves with dust. That's cute.
All I know is definitely they need to have some hardy claws that they can grab things.
You place your hand on the claw and then get stabbed. It's able to tuck itself to get through smaller areas. So like it has that big stinger, but then it also has like a little section on its head to be better adapted for being able to get into nooks and crannies. Almost like there's like a little pit on top of its head where it can like fold in together.
Lightly inspired by craft, so it's wide. Ooh, wide boy. Its claws are like blocks. That's what I was thinking, like imagining. Like they're more blocky and large so they can not only be strong to move things, but then they can also hide better. What if the claws form like the outward face of the bricks, and then when it feels pressure on the brick, it pulls the claws back and attacks outward?
Its claws can go on the sides like that. Claws are sitting like this, prepared, and then he could be like...
If it punches things like a mantis shrimp of hard claws, why does it have a stinger? Because like really, if the front claws are really strong and powerful for punching, it probably wouldn't need a like venomous sting, because it would just be like punching and
what if
making
it's
things
the
go
stinger
away.
and claws rather than face?
Even on the texture of the front of the claws, there's like a pattern that could even look similar to a face in any kind of capacity, with like the stinger end mixed in, but then you're not actually seeing the face. It seems like the claws are more for disguise and defense rather than offense. Yeah, perhaps it's just that the claws are big, and yeah, they're strong because they can move things, and they're probably made of a sturdy material, but then they're not designed for really powerful, fast movements, but it's just to form a wall.
The eggs are cubes. Oh,
That's good. Yeah,
to
see,
stop them
exactly.
from rolling.
When the Terracotta Scorpion opens its claws to peek, it looks like a shattered brick. See, what if it causes petrification? Ooh, that's interesting, because it's like looks like a brick.
Okay, so this is gonna be the view of him like all tucked up.
Why does this thing look like it would be in league with Truck-kun? Specifically searching for someone to ram it. It does, but that's because it's like tucked into the little bricks.
So I ended up doing a pizza situation to figure out how his claws could work.
Oh, how they
with
fit together.
With the stinger.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a pizza shape
Mm-hmm.
like that, and then you put another pizza shape. You put another pizza shape like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put another pizza shape. It fills most of the brick with just a little bit of gap right there and right there. So then I was like, oh, this part can be his stinger, and then these could be the two things. So I used pizza shapes to make his parts so they stick together. And go. J-Rain!
Oh, hey, J-Rain! For the next creature, we have a small glowing orb that gravitates objects of things that are reminded from its past lives. These creatures can phase through walls, float around, and can cast illusions to either play tricks, have them relive their memories, and more. The creatures on a rare occasion can combine mixing memories and experiences that could remind others of their own lives. The purpose of these orbs were to help keep the cultures alive and ensure that everyone enjoys the gift of life that they have been blessed by. It almost will look like a little mini planet thing. The whole reason they can possess creatures could be to bestow those memories onto other creatures in order to make them live on. Have you seen those clear resin or glass decorations that have air bubbles in them make up images? Maybe it could look like a face made of bubbles inside the orb. So it looks like they're inside bubbles and something that's actually forming the face, opposed to just being, it just kind of has a face. Are these things very hard to see? And that it's actually normally you'll see things moving in air and dust caught in them to where you actually know they're there? Or are they shimmering and making some kind of light source? How like sentient are these things, as far as like, are they aware that they maybe used to be someone and now their mission is to give memories? Or is it kind of like a pre-programmed spell at this point where it's just instinctually they move around and try to gift memories? So basically they're like a carbon copy of a person memory of sorts of what they can remember. They're sentient in their decision making on which memories they choose to play out. Maybe casting detect thoughts for any kind of mind reading spell that near it will cause whispers of voices the orb remembers strongest or has heard.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool. For their size, I feel like they can vary based on their strength, I say usually they're around the size of a ball or something a medium creature can hold. Oh, okay, so usually quite small. It would be cool finding these in ruins. Can also imagine finding them in like ancient archives or library. Yeah, what if they are bound by a curse and able to pass on afterlife and doomed to roam the material plane, and they try to share their memories to those still alive, hoping someone will listen and learn. Big bad evil guy thought, actively capturing these little guys to extract memories of lost spells from long gone eras, looking for specific ritual.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
Kelly seeks violence.
No, no.
And therefore, Kelly shall have it.
No!
I'm sorry, David.
I don't think you are.
Nope. Later, taters.
Later, Satyrs. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.